Tintin XL 92.5 FM.
All right, a new drug is a new week. Welcome to the program. Frank Frangie, Hays Carlyon, JJ La Selva with you as we get set for another week as we get closer and closer to, football season, Carlyon.
Meaningful football. It gets more and more meaningful with each passing day, and tomorrow will be a big day for sure. And Saturday was not a great day. Today was a little better, but tomorrow is where the intensity will kick up even more with pads going on.
Yeah, they will have a padded practice, and we'll see what that changes. So meaningful football is coming. Meaningful baseball is going on, JJ. Meaningful Olympics have already started. So a lot of stuff to talk about. JJ, any of the deals surprise you yet? Any of the a little bit of a pre-deadline rush in baseball?
Not Tommy Edman, I guess, getting moved surprised me, but no, I haven't seen if anything's happened in the last 30 minutes or so.
None of the moves. They were interesting. I mean, Jazz Chisholm was interesting.
It's weird that they're going to try to get him to play
third base,
or second base.
He came
but
up
I wasn't shocked that he got moved.
He came up as a second baseman and got moved to center field, but I never saw him play third base. So, I'm watching it. There's nothing. I keep waiting for the blockbuster. There's not been one of those.
Luis Robert or something like that.
Yeah. I keep waiting for one of those. Brent Rooker, Robert, one of the guys that's going to take a big haul. And so we'll see. So we'll see that. Did you guys watch the Olympic basketball team? You watch the hoops?
Yes.
I watched every. Did you watch the hoops, JJ?
I didn't.
I watched every dribble of the hoop.
Yeah, it was good.
It was down 10-2. I wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
Now it came back and won easily. It was weird that Jason Tatum didn't play at all. He explained it, but it was weird. It was just weird. Maybe it's just me. But Drew Holiday's just a guy to me. He's just a 6'4" guy, and he's playing while the 6'8" really good player's not playing. He's not just a guy. He's on a championship team. But that part was weird to me. Yeah,
it was strange, but Steve Kerr explained it, I thought, well, and obviously had talked to Tatum beforehand. It just wasn't a great matchup, in terms of what Serbia threw at them. And now against the South Sudan, Tatum will be a big factor in that game plan because you've got to be able to get out and switch and guard the perimeter. They shoot threes about as well as anybody. So it just, Serbia more front court oriented. And so that's why they wanted the three big guys to get significant minutes. Embiid, AD and Bam. So, I think Tatum is mature enough to understand that there's going to be, there could be games where I don't play much. And, Kerr didn't want to say, okay, well then who isn't going to play against South Sudan? Who's going to lose minutes? Right. But obviously somebody's going to, and it's just part of it. It's part of being on Team USA. I mean, there's, you can't play everybody the full game, but I thought they did a really good job of Durant was obviously hot early. Right. LeBron was great throughout. Curry had some splash plays, and it's just the whole rules are the rules are so odd that you can go after the basketball when it's on the rim, and that's just one example of a few, but I thought they did a nice job, and the rules stipulate that you need to, even when the game's decided, you need to keep your foot on the gas because margin does matter. Right. And I thought they handled it well once they got off to the slow start.
Yeah, Durant was great. It's a weird lineup. They start if you count LeBron as a guard, which I kind of think he is, they start like four guards. They start Holiday and Booker and obviously Steph and LeBron. So, but anyway, but great win, and I feel better about their chances. They did not look good in that in my opinion, the pre-Olympic stretch. They didn't look good, but anyway, they played better. All right, let's get to the Jags. A lot of things to get to. The story of the first 4 days has been the struggles of the offense. We're going to hear from Doug Peterson in just a sec. He's met with the media today before practice. You've heard a lot of his comments by now, but I do want you to hear what he had to say about the offense. Hayes, I'll say this. I'm a big believer that don't judge anything in July. It's a long time for meaningful football, and they'll play, and he'll figure all of it out, and nobody can be too good or too bad in July. And that's been my mantra for training camps in the college and pro level over the years, or in baseball spring training. Don't get too high or too low. It's practice games or practice. But with that as a backdrop, I did think it was peculiar how bad it was on Saturday. I think probably in my mind, trying not to get caught up in some recency bias here, I don't know that I remember a football practice where the ball hit the ground that much, where there were that many plays in a row without a completed pass. Now, I wasn't charting them, but it did feel like Saturday there were a lot. It even felt worse. And again, I'm not going to make a whole big deal out of a July practice, but it was odd. I'll say that it was that clunky on Saturday.
It was definitely odd because it was arguably the worst practice I've ever seen them have offensively. The only thing that would even remotely rival it would be Bortles' 5-pick practice, but that one was weird in the sense that from what I remember about that practice, it was almost like if Blake threw an incompletion, it was picked off, but the completion percentage wasn't bad. To your point, what was odd about Saturday is they didn't look like professionals. I mean, offensively. I mean, and it wasn't just the quarterbacks. Trevor was horrible, but but the receivers had drops and things like that. So they just had no rhythm at all, and couldn't even make routine plays. Trevor was very inaccurate. So today it was better. It certainly wasn't dazzling, but it was a passable professional football practice today. Where it was not, at least on the offensive side of the things on Saturday. So, yeah, I mean, it's still too early to get, obviously, too critical of what's happening there. They've got this is an important week. Today I didn't think was outstanding, but it was fine. To me, it was almost like we talk about filler episodes in a season of television,
right,
and how, not every episode is going to be like a barn burner. You got to have some episodes that just get you to the next big moment. That kind of felt like today in camp for me. There just wasn't anything overly outstanding or negative today. It was like they just sort of went out there after the off day and kind of got their bearings back. And now we'll see. Tomorrow and Wednesday will be big. And then, as Doug said, they're going to be off on Thursday. And then that 4-day span from that point on is going to be incredibly critical. So, they're at the end of the line of being able to say, hey, we're 4 days in. Obviously, you're running out of runway to make that kind of an excuse. But yeah, getting back to your larger point, I mean, I remember in 2017 in that training camp saying that they should cut Bortles, because they'd picked up his 5th-year option and he was playing so poorly. And it was like, look, if he gets hurt, you're on you're going to owe him that money next year. And obviously, not that he was the primary reason, but he did go on to lead his team to the AFC title game after what I thought was just a dreadful training camp. So,
good point. That's a good point.
You can't base a lot of what you see. We're really not going to know. Look, I think we all felt pretty good about the Urban team until they went into Houston and got gutted in week 1. And we're all sitting there at halftime like, what is happening here? So you just don't know. It doesn't look great so far, but we've basically read 2 paragraphs of a 300-page novel.
Well said. And I think that said exactly right. To that end, Doug Peterson met with the media today and was asked those same questions. Are you concerned about it? And your thoughts on this offense kind of 4 days in?
We're only 4 days in, right? 4 days in. So still installing, still learning, still teaching, progressing okay. It's obviously we're not a finished product, and we just continue to learn and grow and work in different combinations up front in the O-line, work in different combinations at receivers and running backs. Just we're still in this developmental phase, developing all our players. As we get going deeper into camp, we'll get more specific on lineups and things like that.
Yeah, and he was also asked, given all of that, are you worried about the offense?
I mean, look, we're 4 days in, and they're going to happen. Typically at this time, you would say defense is probably ahead of the offense. I mean, it's always been that way, and any turnovers can be cause for concern, but we continue to coach and teach. But on the other side of it, that's what you want your defense to do. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle.
And he is, but he's a head coach. He's not the offensive coach. He's the head coach, and he's got He wants progress from both, and it is hard. If your offense struggles in training camp when you're playing against yourself, are they bad or is your defense really good, and vice versa? So I certainly get that. One area where they did struggle last year, red zone turnovers, red zone inability to block in the red zone. Doug was asked about the red zone period so far this year in camp.
Well, you're right. We're not game planning our defense, and they're not game planning the offense. So we are installing plays, they're installing defenses, and we just go out and execute, and want to see what our guys know and can they play fast. So a lot of situations are not conducive. A route combination may not be conducive to the coverage that they're playing, right? I mean, those are all, and we don't care about that. Again, we don't. I want to see what guys know. Are they running the right routes? I want to see if Trevor's going through the progression. I want to see, if it's a team situation, protection aspects of that. That's the teaching part of training camp. We're not in week 5. It's day 5 really of practice. So we're not scheming. And so it does make it look awkward that the offense may not, be scoring every touchdown every time we put the ball in the air.
And the other question is, these results you're having in this red zone period, how much do today's results matter as you get your team ready?
Yeah, you want to score on every play, and we're competitive on the field. But, if we're not scheming and game planning, it's hard to just go, you want a touchdown is a touchdown. It's a weird dynamic. It happens. It's every year in training camp. It's just the way it is. All 32 teams are going through the same thing. This time it's early. Everybody's putting in their offenses. Everybody's putting in their defenses, and there comes a time in camp when it's so like they know exactly what's coming, and we know exactly what defense is going to be, but at the same time, we want to see, what our guys know.
The comments of Doug Peterson. Yeah, he's not too worried. He's not too worried. Like you said, it's 2 paragraphs into a very big novel. That's well said. That's a good analogy. But I do like the fact that there's something to teach on and something to learn from, and I think that's what you'll see. So the good part is there's football out there. There's going to be contact. Love contact. I mean, just love contact.
Yeah, the other thing too that I think we have to keep in mind too is the different sides of the ball, they're in different places right now. The offense is very familiar with each other. Those players know that the coaches trust them. They have history with them. The defensive guys, they're just getting up to speed with Ryan Nielsen. They're trying to impress a new boss. So there is a part of it too that I wonder, is the defense hitting the gas a little faster than the offense is? Because you're in 2 totally different. It wasn't like that before because Mike Caldwell joined the Jaguars when Doug was hired. Well, now it's not. Now you've got Doug and Press Taylor, and most of the offensive nucleus is in their 3rd year together, and the defense is all brand new with Ryan Nielsen. And I do wonder if that's made a little bit of a difference, if the intensity on the defensive side of the ball and just the playing faster and playing with a little bit more of an edge, even though they haven't been in pads yet, if that has created some explanation for why the defense has been, because they're not just ahead of the offense. They're basically killing the offense for 5 days. So I wonder if that's been in play at all either.
Yeah, and an addendum to that, actually I think it makes a lot of sense, Hays. An addendum to that is the defensive players, most of whom were on the team last year, not all, know this offense. It's the exact same offense they have practiced against for 2 years. The offensive players, even the ones that have been here, do not know the tendencies of this defense because it's different. So they're seeing something they're not used to. The defense knows the tendencies. And again, it sounds like we're making excuses, but I think there's some truth to that. So, all right, so there you go. Those are the comments of Doug Peterson. One guy that's very important to that defense is Foye Oluokun, a terrific inside linebacker, maybe the best tackler in the National Football League. You know that? I mean, he might be the best. I mean, he's led the league in tackles when he does it multiple times. When he doesn't lead the league, he's in the top 3.
Yeah, he has like 550 over the last 3 years.
It's amazing.
Combined.
He might be the best tackler in the league. So we'll talk a little bit about him. We'll talk more Jaguar football. We'll talk a little bit about the Olympics. The women's basketball team comfortably leading Japan now. We'll talk about that. We'll talk a little hardball. We'll talk a little college football. We're loaded up on a Monday. Glad you're with us. Do want to thank our friends from the Best Bet. Always a Best Bet Monday around here. And our friends at the Best Bet do so much good stuff. Table Share Tuesday now is happening tomorrow at Best Bet Jacksonville. That's from 10 until 5 and then 8 until midnight. $300 event, 30 minutes plus $100 table share. That's going on tomorrow at Best Bet Jacksonville. More in a moment. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update brought to you by
USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games. The quest for a 10th overall and 8th straight gold medal is underway for the U.S. women's basketball team, which is leading Japan by double digits at the half in its first group stage game. In the pool, it was a disappointing day for Olympic champ and world record holder Lily King, who failed to medal, tying for 4th in the 100-meter breaststroke final. 4-time Olympic gold medalist Ryan Murphy earned bronze in the men's 100-meter backstroke final. American Katie Grimes won silver in the women's 400 individual medley. Fellow American Emma Wyant took the bronze there, and world record holder Summer McIntosh of Canada won gold. And Nevada native Luke Hobson came from behind to win bronze in the men's 200-meter freestyle final, finishing in a personal best. A huge day for the U.S. men's gymnastics team, winning Team USA's first medal since 2008. The Americans took bronze after a mostly error-free showing in the artistic gymnastics final. With the Summer Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Wellness means something different to each of us. And at Westin Hotels and Resorts, we believe every step is an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Whether it's guided group runs and workout gear on demand, or nourishing food options and restorative rest in our heavenly bed. When you travel, you can find wellness at Westin, one of 30 hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Find wellness at Westin.
It's time to fire up your grill, shoot off some fireworks, and launch one of the biggest sales in the history of the United States. It's our independent sale happening right now at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet. Whether you drive a car, a truck, or an EV, everyone is welcome to celebrate our independent sale with the lowest prices, largest inventory, and the most love for our country. Come celebrate with Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. You don't want to miss this.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Now, any good lineup needs power. When I needed a power connection for our new Walk-Off Charities baseball park, I found the perfect partner in Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys, I'm telling you. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. So call my buddy Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960, and you can find them on Facebook as well. You will trust them. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 320-5960.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
This summer, Big Chief Tire is teaming up with local nonprofit V for Victory to support local families impacted by cancer. Frank Frangie here to participate. Donate school supplies at any of Big Chief's locations, including Orange Park, Westside, Blanding, Southside, and Northside locations, and receive 10% off your next service. Together, we can make a difference in the Jacksonville community. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to see the full wish list and learn more. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe you got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey sports fans, this is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
Of course, Roland Reach Plumbing has awards from Folio Weekly and the Bold City's Best. Now, Roland Reach is also confirmed as the Google Guaranteed Plumbing Service. Because when you do plumbing right, the word gets around. That's Roland Reach Plumbing.
Hello, sports fans. Hicken here. Let's talk skin. Iron Beach's Dermatology are reminding you to wear your sunscreen. If you're an active parent hanging at the fields, in your boat to fish, or like to chill at the sandbar, wear sunscreen. But if you're the one that decided for years it's not cool, guess what? Cancer isn't cool either. So when grabbing the clubs for your tea time, gassing up the boat, or grabbing the chairs for your kids' games, make sure you bring the screen. Any concerns now? Give Beach's Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey there, all you fun-loving sports maniacs, a.k.a. taco lovers. Don here from Taco Lou. I'm quite proud to say that we have the best staff in all of Duval.
Don't you mean Louval?
Say hello to Lizzie.
Hello, Jacksonville.
I suppose I do mean Louval. Say, Liz, what's your favorite cocktail to make?
The Double Barrel Margarita. It's Herradura, Tequila Reposado, Orange Liqueur, Orange Juice, and our homemade sour mix. We call it Lou Brew. Give it a good shake and serve.
Well, thanks, Lizzie.
Come in and hang with me at the bar. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Got to tell you, folks, the Card Player Poker Tour returns to Best Bet Jacksonville next month. Satellites into event number 1 kickoff on August 9th. So put that on your calendar, man. The Card Player Poker Tour is a blast. All kind of fun things going on at the Best Bet. Best Bet St. Augustine, right off of I-95. Best Bet Orange Park is on 17, and Best Bet Jacks is on Monument Road. All kind of fun things going on. To find out all about their tournament and their promotions, visit bestbetjacks.com. You know, I think I like probably, of all the things I like about Foye Oluwakan, I like him. He's a good player. He's a really good player. But, man, he's understated, isn't he? He is, you almost don't notice him until the other team runs the ball and he makes every tackle. But he's a he's a really good Jaguar. That when we get talking about the Jaguars, who are getting attention, who's important, who's new, who's old, he somehow never makes the conversation, even though he's one of the most important guys.
Yeah, he is one of those guys that you don't really notice him in the flow of a game, and then you look at the stat sheet at the end, and he's got 14 tackles.
Right, that's
like,
right.
Oh, okay, wow. And, I think that is part of what he wants to, continue to evolve towards, is somebody that makes the kind of plays where he's one of the, his name is one of the first that you call up when you're talking to your buddy about the big win. It's, what about the play that Foye made, or how about the play Foye made? And so he's very reliable. It's a credit to him. I'm sure when he signed here, most people thought, okay, he'll be here a couple of years and then they'll move on. And the club has been so impressed with him that, they've already extended him. And they should be. I mean, again, he had, he led the league in tackles when he got here from Atlanta. Then he led the league in tackles his first year as a Jaguar with 184, and he had 173 last year. So very reliable, consistent, excellent communicator with his teammates, and he is a really sharp guy. I mean, we talk about obviously being a Yale graduate, but he's really interested in the NBA and the world of pro basketball. He, in his off time, he likes to go and kind of almost intern in these front offices to get sort of a sense of how that goes. So he's a great sportsman, and I tried to get him to go there a little bit with his NBA, but he is all football right now.
He's locked in.
Yeah.
Hays Carlyon with this one-on-one with Jaguar linebacker Foye Oluokun.
Pleased to be joined with Jaguars middle linebacker Foye Oluokun here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for your time.
Nice seeing you, too.
How was your offseason? Good? Family good?
Yeah, it's been solid. Bounced around a little bit. Did some promotional stuff over in UK with the Jags. Did a little shadow opportunity over there in Vegas Summer League with the Timberwolves. Went home, Missouri. Got to go home, man. Saw my family and stuff. So it was a good little off season. Trained a lot in Denver. Came back here. Had to get back to this humidity, though. So right now, been a grind in camp, but we're all getting better, learning this scheme, playing a lot faster than OTAs and stuff. So it's been exciting to see. Exciting to see where we're going to go. We're going to keep growing. Got to keep growing.
Foye, is it a dream of yours to work in an NBA front office one day and put?
I mind to win the Super Bowl, really. So let's win the Super Bowl, and then I like sports too much to leave them. Whatever sport I can get into, I just want to keep those options open. But I think everything going to solve itself out when we win the Super Bowl, and then God opens more windows after you finish your first journey. So let's win that Super Bowl, and then I'll worry about that other stuff later.
Absolutely. Well, how do you think it's gone through the first 4 practices?
Oh, it's been good. I like the team mindset coming out here every day. Talk to the boys about the growth mindset. I think if you just think about every day getting better and better every day, no matter what you did yesterday, just coming back. There you go. See, that's my rookie right there.
Is that your guy, Jarian?
Yeah.
Tell us about Jarian.
Love his energy, real talented player. He's just like a sponge, too, always looking at us for advice and stuff. All I can ask for as a rookie, and then just be yourself. So I think he's real confident who he is, and I just love that about him. And then, obviously, he's a baller, so just excited to see what kind of player he will be.
It seems like, I'm a novice, but it seems like you guys are way ahead of the offense in terms of the execution. Do you feel that? Is that fair? Because it seems like you guys have been forcing a lot of turnovers.
On and stuff. We don't have pads on. When they have pads, the O-line can block a little bit better. We're not really pressuring too much, but it's my 7th year now. Defensive line, like I say, they got a whole bunch of sacks, and then when the pads come on, offensive line just a little bit better. But I like the energy we're playing with. Definitely getting the quarterback disruption, ball disruption on the outside. That's what we're preaching right now. Disrupt routes, timing, and all that. Being sticky in coverage after that, you have to see the quarterback. If that first read's not there, he got to hold it and run around. So execution-wise, it's nice to see we're doing that early, but obviously when the pads come on, we have to take it up a little bit higher of a level to keep executing the way we are now.
How's your relationship with Ryan Nielsen, and are you enjoying how you fit in his scheme?
I'm enjoying it. Excited to see. I'm gonna see exactly where he wants me. We're trying a little bit new stuff out. We got great linebacker room, so just trying to find all of our strengths and weaknesses, or not our weaknesses, improve our weaknesses, I guess, but trying to find out what each of us are the best at and put us in those positions, and then learn the defense as fast as possible, communicate with each other. And we just made a lot of strides since last year, just growing together as a unit. So I'm excited to see, Devin, Chad, Caleb, Ty, Ventrell, came a great long way. Everybody's been taking a step up, so let's keep doing that, keep growing, as I said earlier, and see what we do in the season.
What has stood out about Ventrell?
Just, I don't want to talk about, how he came in, but just, he's just grown so much in one off season. And I think it's really the mindset. College football is a little bit different now than it was. He came in, he grew up real quick after, nobody wants to get injured, but he took a step back, saw what the NFL is really about, came, attacked his rehab, great athlete, learning the position, great sponge. I'm excited to see, him keep progressing and become a contributor for the team.
Devin was telling us he's put on about 12 pounds of muscle, and he's really happy with that. What kind of strides have you seen out of Devin Lloyd?
He's just growing as a leader, really. I think he's always been a real talented guy, just growing as a guy that people can look to, have confidence in the defense. Obviously he is bigger, and he's moving really well with it. So, I think, you keep that weight, you start pushing people around, all of a sudden become that bully on the field, and his mentality will come back, being that guy out there, being the top dog. So, I'm excited for Devin, put it that way.
Foye Oluokun, hot practice. You were signing autographs for fans. We can't thank you enough for your time. Really appreciate it, and best of luck to you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that was Foye on Saturday's practice after, and certainly appreciated time. It was cool seeing him react to Jarian Jones walk in front of us. So, they bring – we sort of have a different area for the media one-on-ones and the podium availability, right. And so we're in the indoor. And so it's not all the players that go over there. And so there's probably, I'd say, on a given day, 7 to 10 Jaguars that have media responsibility. And so Foye and I are talking, and then Jarian goes to whoever had asked for him for an interview. And, he lit up and was like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
And it was, it obviously, as you heard, it was like, tell us about him. And, so again, just another bright spot in what could potentially be a, really strong bounce back year for this defense. But obviously a big part of that is Foye Oluokun.
I will say this, and you're right. You're exactly right. But you got me thinking about Jari now. I'll say this. And again, it's 4 days. And I know it's 4 days. But in the comment regarding the comment I'm about to make, it's not just 4 days. It's OTAs, it's mini camp, it's off-season workout. So it's all in there, and it's 4 days. There is more buzz about that rookie from Florida State than there has been about an unknown rookie, and that's what he was. Now, we may know a little bit about him because we watched that great Seminole defense.
Yeah.
But the world didn't know Jarian
A lot of
Jones.
experts thought he was going in the 5th or 6th round.
Right. There's been more of a buzz about Jarian Jones than any untalked about rookie in a long time. I'm telling you, and when I talk to the people I talk to, and they're people of significance, the grin on their face, the smile. Look, I'll tell you, Doug's one of them. When I asked Doug about him a month or so ago, just sitting in his office, just me and Doug, Hays, he lit up like a Christmas tree. He said, "This guy." He said, "This guy." And he said, "Look, we drafted him to be a nickel. He's impressed us." So look, the head coaches always say positive things, but we've done this long enough that you get a look at them when they look a little different sometimes when they talk about a guy. They really have. This Jarian Jones guy, man, has gotten their attention.
Yeah, without a doubt. And and I think Darby, I still remain somewhat skeptical of the Darby acquisition. But he's played well, I would say, better than what I would have thought through the first few days of camp. But I still hope that Jarian is able to unseat him because I think Savage is going to be the nickel. I just would be surprised. I could be wrong, but I just think that they prioritized him so early on in free agency that I think they feel pretty good there. But Jarian Jones. Absolutely, I think as we get into this, a big thing for Jarian is going to be the joint practice with Tampa Bay. Because, assuming Mike Evans and Godwin, and Tampa really likes this Jalen McMillan kid that they drafted at receiver. So, it will be interesting to see who Jarian gets to match up with. But that could be a big-time opportunity. Look, if he gets reps against Mike Evans and holds up well, that will say a lot about, is Jarian Jones really ready to go to Miami in week 1 up against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and play at a high level?
Yeah, you're exactly right. So can't wait to watch that. You're exactly right. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got You got headlines?
I'm ready.
You got ready? You ready? You're ready. I'm ready. Let's do it. Hays headlines are next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Hays Carlyon for Harrell and Harrell. I was at lunch with my good friend Holt, and he was telling me that sometimes a lawyer can get more from a case than their own client. I was surprised to hear this, but Holt said that doesn't happen with Harrell and Harrell. They'll never take a fee that is greater than their own client. When they say they treat their clients as a person and not a file, they mean it. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harrell and Harrell at 904-251-1111. That's 904-251-1111.
Bolt City Heating and Air is here to keep you cool this summer. Anytime, any day, whenever you need fast, reliable air conditioning service. Their friendly technicians have fully stocked work vans, so they can get your AC done on site the same day. Rely on a family-owned Jacksonville-grown company this summer to keep your home cooling system working smarter, not harder. Experience the Bold difference. Visit BoldCityAC.com to schedule your service appointment. BoldCityAC.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-IHRS 777-4477.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Pick it here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O. If you want high quality water throughout your home, call your local water boy. We install equipment to solve any water problem. WaterBoyJax.com.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. It's Matt Hays. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3 putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major, year 1. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars tackle Cooper Hodges had some high praise for second-year right tackle Anton Harrison at camp earlier today.
I mean, I think comparing himself to, right tackles in general, but even rookie tackles, he had a phenomenal season. Just, especially for me, I got to take a step back and watch, especially watch him. And I think he is, he's a stud. He's just got to keep building. He went from being arguably the best rookie right tackle, now it's it's time to be a Pro Bowler.
Hodges, who loves what he saw from Harrison in his rookie season last year, is expecting a big jump from the fellow right tackle this year, even saying a Pro Bowl selection is not far-fetched. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville orthopedic specialist Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hays' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hays Carlyon.
Yes, appreciate our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111 if you need them. Hopefully you won't, but if you're ever injured, that is who you need to put your trust into.
Is Holt getting excited about those Gators in the fall?
He is.
Is he?
He will be there.
You got a good feeling about it?
Yep. When the Gators run out of that tunnel.
Holt will be there?
Yep, Holt will be there. Yep, he is excited. So I don't know that the expectation level is awfully high, but yes,
we've all had lunch
excited.
together. I agree with you.
But we will see. Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Frank Frangie, JJ LaSelva, and I'm Hays Carlyon. All right, Frank, let's get to it. Day 5 of Jaguars training camp. What were some practice observations you had today?
A little more efficient after not such a good day on Saturday for the offense. I think a little more efficient today. I thought they tried less. There were fewer balls down the field, I thought they protected a little bit better. I thought it looked more like an NFL kind of game plan would look today. So I don't know if there's one player that jumped off the page any more than they had in the past. Brian Thomas Jr. made a nice play today. Probably his best play of camp. But I thought more efficient, certainly more efficient Hays for me than Saturday.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Doug Peterson met with reporters prior to practice and said he's not concerned about the slow offensive start. Frank, I think that probably makes the most sense. They need to pick it up, but it's too early to start panicking about it.
Yeah, and he said, listen, it's still July, and I hope I feel that way. I hope I'm as moderate about it when they do something well, too.
Texans defensive end Danico Autry suspended 6 games for PEDs. The 34-year-old Autry had 11.5 sacks last season in Tennessee, was expected to be a nice addition for Houston, but unfortunately the Texans will not have him now for the first 6 games of the season. That does affect the Jaguars. The Jaguars play at the Texans in Week 4.
A bunch of thoughts on that. Number one, he's a good player. He had an awful lot to do over the years with Jeffrey Simmons' success in Tennessee. People don't realize that because Jeffrey Simmons gets all the attention. Danico Autry's a good. You can't move him, Hayes. He's a big physical guy that you can't move. That's a blow for Houston. Houston's had almost nothing go wrong in the offseason or even in the season, right? But that's the first thing that has gone wrong for the Texans. They've had very few negative stories, but that one will affect them. That's 6 games in a 17-game season for a player that would have been a big part of the foundation of certainly your run defense, but your defense overall.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And if there's a weakness for that Texans team, it's that interior defensive line that people aren't sure about. So losing Autry for those 6 games certainly will not help them. Let's stay in the NFL, get into some weekend news, but big news over the weekend. Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love gets a 4-year, $220 million contract extension. So Green Bay only saw him for 1 year and said, yep, that's it. That's our guy, and we're paying him big.
When I saw that story, my thought was, and by the way, I think Jordan Love is going to be very good. But when I saw that story, I thought, man, at that position, you don't have to do it very long for teams to lock you up. I mean, say what you want about Trevor's deal. Trevor's going into his 4th year, and he's been the starting quarterback since he got off the bus. Same with Tua. But my goodness, you don't have to do it very long to get the dollars. Everybody wants and needs to pay their quarterback. Here's what you're seeing. We've seen it all across the league, including here. You know what you want, Hayes? You want to not have to worry about quarterback. There's all the other stuff, but quarterback's the most important position in organized team sport. And you want to not have to worry about it, and at least in the Packers' minds, they now don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The Ravens don't have to worry about quarterback either, and their quarterback is back at practice. Lamar Jackson missed like the first 3 or 4 days with an illness, but he is back now. Said he just had a bug, and off and running in Ravens camp.
Yeah, he's one of the best 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league. They're one of the best 3 or 4 teams in the league, but they got to keep him healthy too. Lamar's missed some games over the years now, so you have to ask a few questions about his health moving forward, but he's a really good player.
The 49ers have activated rookie receiver Ricky Pearsall. The former Gator was battling a hamstring injury, but good news for Pearsall. He only misses a few days and is back out there at 49ers camp.
My question is, what's the plan with him? He's a first rounder. He's a really good player, but Ayuk's going to be there for now. Debo's there. They've got some depth. I wonder what the plan is. Is he a 4th receiver? Did you take a 4th receiver in the first round? 3rd? I'll be interested to see how they play that.
Yeah, and
he's a good player.
He's a different skill set than Brian Thomas, but it's almost the same deal in that, and the 49ers have more elite talent, but in terms of just come in and fit in. And it's the same thing with Brian Thomas. Like you're not drafted to be the star right away. Just, fit in, find your role behind Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, and possibly Gabe Davis as well in the passing game. But yeah, it will be interesting. But good for Pearsall that he's out there. When you heard hamstring, you thought that might really derail his rookie season. He should be back on track. We'll stay at the receiver position. Let's get it to Pittsburgh. Steelers receiver George Pickens got into a heated exchange with position coach Zach Azani in practice the other day.
Yeah, an old Urban guy.
Yeah,
Zach was at Florida under Urban and at Ohio State under Urban. He's fiery, and maybe that's what Pickens needs. Pickens is has a wealth of talent. He can be casual, and I think that was the book on him at Georgia. That when he's right, he's got talent among the best in league history in terms of size, strength, speed, body control.
Ball skills.
Yeah, ball skills. But a little casual, and maybe that's what he needed.
No doubt about it. Let's get to college football. Georgia hired Mark Robinson away from Florida. Robinson was with the Gators for 8 months, is Billy Napier's kind of front office czar, and now will be Georgia's associate AD and chief of staff for Kirby Smart.
That one really surprised me because it was a big deal for Florida when they got him from Texas A&M. It was like, this is the guy that will certainly run the personnel department better than anybody else. And he leaves before they play a game. Now, listen, if you're trying to climb the ladder, you'd rather be at Georgia than Florida because Georgia, that staff's not getting fired. Florida hopes the staff doesn't get fired. But boy, that one surprised me to leave now a couple days before training camp opens. Don't they open the next day or two, right?
Yeah.
That was really bizarre for me.
No doubt about it. Let's get it to the Olympics. It's going on. Caleb Dressel, local phenomenon, wins gold in the 4x100 free relay, his 8th career gold for the clay phenom.
Yeah, what a wonderful representative he is, too. Good guy, one of the great swimmers of all time. Great to hear about. There's never a time I don't know him at all, but there's never a time I hear a Caleb Dressel story, and I'm not pretty appreciative. He's a guy from around here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And former Bull standout Ryan Murphy kept the good vibes going locally. He won a bronze today in the 100-meter backstroke, and is going to be certainly favored to maybe do even better in the 200. So the locals doing very well in the Olympics, which is always great to see. In terms of the men's basketball team, they won comfortably over Serbia, 110-84, as LeBron, KD, and Curry all produced sizzling highlights.
Yeah, they really did. KD was really shooting it well. In the first half, KD and LeBron, I think, were 12 of 12 from the field between them. Didn't miss. And, listen, it's our sport. We invented it, and I take it seriously. That's why I watch it. I will watch all those games, and I was a little annoyed when they were down 10-2 to start the game. But it's a really good team. I think they're going to have to play Jason Tatum. So it's an odd mix of players.
He's definitely going to. He's already committed to.
Yeah.
That was a matchups thing.
It's an odd mix of players. He's going to play 10 men on a regular basis, which means an 11th and 12th player on that team is really good. Is not going to play. But I feel way better about their chances to win the gold after watching that game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I would agree. Let's get it to pop culture. Monster pop culture news over the weekend. Marvel surprised its fans as Robert Downey Jr. appeared as Dr. Doom at Comic-Con. Downey, who famously played Iron Man for Marvel for many, many movies, will now play the villainous Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday.
How's he doing that?
Well, Iron Man's dead.
Yeah. Oh, did Iron Man
They
die?
killed off the character.
Why'd they do that?
He kind of saved the world and kind of, snapped his fingers with the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet glove.
So they killed him.
So he died selflessly as a hero in Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
So the Tony Stark Iron Man character is dead. And so now the actor is playing a different character in the universe. It is kind of bizarre, but
is Pepper going to be his assistant?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Because that's really all I care about.
And that is an excellent question.
Yeah, I mean, if Pepper's
I'm going to put
there,
that at the top of my list to find out for.
Yeah, because if Pepper's there, I'll root for the villain. Okay, so
absolutely. But yeah, fans loved it. There was a bunch of video out there about it. So yeah, Robert Downey Jr. back in the Marvel universe. It's Dr. Doom, one of the most famous villains, I would say, in comic book lore. Let's stay in pop culture. Want to wish happy birthday to actress Lori Loughlin, who was the victim of the greatest witch hunt in our country's judicial history.
It certainly should have changed. The FBI needs to take a long look at themselves in the mirror is what they have to do. That's a crime what they did to that innocent woman, but please continue.
Yes, absolutely.
Unbelievable.
The former Full House
got
star
me mad all over again.
Turned 60. She was spectacular.
She's just trying to get her kid in college.
I know, right? I mean, come on.
If you don't care about your children, who do you care about? Please continue.
Sorry, let's arrest her for being a good mom.
Unbelievable.
She was spectacular on this past season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you missed it, it was fantastic. Kind of poking fun at herself for the I guess admissions scandal.
Yeah. I mean, his bribes goes a little bribe.
Come on.
You can't have a little bribe for crying out loud.
Exactly. And we're going to get it out on our music element. I thought we would do something kind of fun this week. The summer of 1984 was an unbelievable summer of music. And so what I thought we could do this week is each day we'll do a song that charted inside the top 10 on the Billboard 100. So we're going to kick it off with When Doves Cry by Prince was #1 on the chart this week back in 1984, would spend 5 weeks there. Of course, When Doves Cry is the lead single off of Purple Rain, which is one of the best rock albums ever made.
One of the best albums ever made, and this was when really the Prince explosion.
Oh, yeah. This was Prince's year.
This was a Prince explosion when it happened. Great song. I love that, by the way, all week long.
Yeah, all week long.
Great choice. We'll take a break. Hey, when we come back, because Hays has been carrying the show like he typically does, one more Carlyon interview. I said, listen, you did the interview the first, you did headlines, you did the interview the third. if you pick me up for the show, that's the only thing. You give me a ride. That's all I need you to do. But Hays catches up with Tyson Campbell. That comes up as we kick off the next hour of the program. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
With the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
3 ladies. Mia O'Brien, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl.
3 opinions.
No, you know what? Actually, it's a good thing. I'm used to women I can figure out in 5 seconds.
3 times the fun.
Exactly.
Helmets and heels.
Noon to 2 on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
This is Hays Carlyon for Kingfish Pest Control, a local family-owned business that's been chosen as the exclusive pest control provider for the brand new state-of-the-art Miller Electric Performance Center. As a Kingfish customer myself, I know their effectiveness in keeping spiders, roaches, bugs, and termites out. When I trust them for my family and the Jags trust them for their business, then you can too. For the best service in town, call my friends at Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest that you're a cabana side. Slade hot yoga? Treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings? Get that me time. Adulted a little extra today? You deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And look who's back and causing a stir. Our refreshing Island Punch, Mango Berry Cosmo, and Watermelon Mojito mocktail smoothies are here for a limited time.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Tailgaters parking season passes are on sale now. Secure your Jaguar season parking today. Enjoy indoor restrooms, a full-service bar and grill, access 4 hours before kickoff. Visit tailgatorsparking.com and book your space today.
This is Hays Carlyon from MyBookie. We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here, and it's changing the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your home. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. I love the roulette. It's so much fun. It is so easy, and you can't find it anywhere that's better than MyBookie. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL and a revamped loyalty program ensuring a host of exclusive VIP perks. Don't miss out on the revamped MyBookie Casino. Use promo code 1010XL. Don't forget that. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative. Free promo tip. Put your logo on golf balls and give them to clients who are bad golfers. More hacks equals more exposure. Trust me, it's science. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Tired of dealing with clogged drains? What about bad smells coming from your pipes? You need to call Duck Duck Rooter, your plumbing pros in Northeast Florida. Duck Duck Rooter can help with any plumbing issue at your home or business. DuckDuckRooter.com.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Get your first look at the team inside Everbank Stadium during our 2024 stadium practice Saturday, August 3rd. The season is almost here. Don't miss your chance to see the players up close before they take the field this fall. Stadium practice is free to attend and seats are going fast, so register for tickets at jaguars.com/training camp. We can't wait to see you there.
1010XL breaks down training camp all day. Listen for camp news with analysis and insight from the practice feed. Everything counts! 1010XL's training camp coverage is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
I'm Max Finke with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Caleb Dressel, the former Florida Gator, wins as part of Team USA's 4x100-meter freestyle relay that took home gold Saturday in Paris. Here's Dressel after the emotional win.
It's really special. I mean, my son getting to watch me win a gold medal is everything. And I know that last 50, I just wanted to get a gold medal for these guys. I've had my moments in the sport. It's time for these guys to have their fun. So I did my part. It always takes a special performance. It's just really special. It's what we came here to do. That's why it was so tough to make a team, and we won by over a second. So that's what we came here to do, and we did it in good fashion.
The former Gator now has his 8th gold medal and helped the Americans win their 11th gold medal in the past 14 Olympic Games in the men's 4x100-meter freestyle relay. Dressel returns to the pool on Thursday for the men's 50-meter freestyle. It's 87 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
All right, hour 2 coming up here. Frangie and Carlyon La Selva with you. We want to thank our friends from the Best Bet. Don't forget the Monster 52K, or the 52K Monster Weekend. That's August 9th and 10th from 6 until 2 a.m., and that's at all 3 locations. Best Bet, Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine. 52K Monster Weekend, August 9th and 10th. Someone's walking away with a bunch of money, so hope you'll participate. You're going to have a big time if you do. We've kept it almost all Jaguars since they've been practicing. I got some other things I want to get to, but I want to keep it on them one more time. Tyson Campbell got paid. First, are you surprised he got paid, that they got it done before the season, and did they get it right? We'll get to Tyson in a minute. I know you've answered this last week, but reset it right now.
Yeah, I think they got it right on all counts. Tyson Campbell is just 24 years old. He doesn't turn 25 until next year. So you're paying for his year 24, 25, 26, 27 season. I think those seasons are going to be excellent seasons. Yes, he missed 6 games last year. But I think if you look at what he was able to do as a 22-year-old in the 2022 campaign, I think Tyson Campbell has shown he can be a top 10 corner at this level and maybe even beyond that. And you just can't if you've got a premium corner in your building, you cannot let them go out and test the market. Somebody would have paid Tyson Campbell. Many clubs would have paid him a lot of money. He's long, he's fast. I mean, that's why he was the 33rd pick in the draft. He has excellent athletic traits. He's done a better job finding and locating the ball as he's gotten older.
And again, still just 24 years old. I thought it was an excellent move.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I think he's got a chance to be part of that nucleus moving forward. Oye's still a younger guy, even though he's in his 20s, even though he's the veteran. Devin Lloyd just got here a few years ago. Chad Muma just got here a few years ago. Ventrell Miller got here last year if he factors in. Josh Allen just signed a big deal. He's in his 20s. Trayvon Walker is about to start his third year. Devon Hamilton's a young guy. Andre Sisco's a young guy. Antonio Johnson's a young guy. If Jarian Jones is the real deal, he just got here. So you can see the nucleus of what this defense, there's still some holes to fill, but the nucleus of what this defense can be, Hayes, with a bunch of young guys is pretty special.
It is. And look, we talk a lot about Christian Kirk's injury last year. We probably didn't talk enough about Tyson Campbell missing 6 games.
Great point.
That is a big chunk of the year. And so I think having him back, I think they've got a chance to, with Tyson Campbell leading the way, have an ascending secondary because of the young talent that you mentioned. I mean, it's really exciting to see. But, yeah, I think it was a great move to lock up Tyson Campbell. And, again, if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to have an outstanding career with the Jaguars.
The long, athletic cornerback from the University of Georgia, the subject of this Hays Carlyon one-on-one.
With Jaguars cornerback Tyson Campbell here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Good to see you again.
How's your family doing?
Everybody well, man. Can't complain. Blessed.
That's awesome. Hey, congratulations on the contract extension. Haven't talked to you since then, but what a moment and very well deserved. So congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Still at lost words, man. Just a blessing, man. So appreciative of, God and what he's blessed me with and the Jags for, believing in me and trusting me like that. So, very appreciative.
You guys defensively have looked really outstanding for the first 5 workouts, Tyson. How do you feel like it's gone for you guys?
Oh, man, we just taking it a practice at a time, man. We got a motto saying every day is day one. So you learn what you did yesterday, and you try to improve on that each and every day. So that's what we're doing, man. We're getting used to the scheme, getting comfortable in the scheme, showing a lot of effort, and that can win you a lot of football games. So very, very happy with this group and where we're headed.
It was fun watching you and Andre doing some post-practice stuff. Kind of walk us through the drills that you and Andre are doing there.
Well, each day we try to work on something specific, whether it be technique at the line of scrimmage or, playing the ball through the hands or working on our footwork. So just trying to master our craft each and every day and so we can show out on Sunday.
It looked like today you guys were trying to knock the ball out of each other's hands as you were going down the field.
Yeah, just working, playing the ball through the hands, doing late hands because, that's what receivers have the tendency of doing nowadays.
Yeah.
So just working on those things.
That's good. Speaking of the receivers, you're looking forward to the opener, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, assuming everybody's healthy. Yeah. What a great challenge.
Yeah, great challenge, great players. So we're looking forward to it, and man, great way to start the season. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we got a long way to go, obviously, to get to September. But Tyson, what are some things that you're working on, points of emphasis for you in your game as we go through camp here?
Just being healthy, staying healthy. Like I said, just being a leader. Working on, perfecting on all my crafts from the first quarter to the third quarter, just playing clean and physical football.
Have any plays upset you yet that have happened? Because it doesn't seem like anybody's really caught anything on you.
No, I'm pretty hard on myself, so it's probably stuff you probably wouldn't recognize, like my feet at the line of scrimmage could work on, or shoot my hands in the right place, not in his chest, not on his shoulder. So little stuff like that.
Have you gotten any impression of Gabe Davis, Brian Thomas Jr. yet?
Definitely physical big receivers that can make plays down the field. So definitely when I'm running with those guys, I'm expecting the ball every play. So great players with a great quarterback throwing the ball. So definitely good work.
What's it been like working under Ryan Nielsen so far?
It's great, man. A guy that loves the game, loves the coach. Wants physical and aggressive football, and that's what I like too. That's why I grew up playing and all my life. So, I'm all for it, and I'm excited what we can do this year.
So what's the rest of the day look like for you, Tyson? Obviously, you've had a long practice out here. So what do you do now for the rest of the day?
You refuel, hydrate again, work on some stuff in the weight room and training room for recovery, and really get ready for meetings and fix what you messed up out in the field.
How much you enjoying just living in Jacksonville and obviously now you're going to be here for the prime of your career. How have you enjoyed just getting to know this area of the country?
I think I used to tell people all the time Jax is it's perfect match for me because it's just like me. It's nice, it's chill, it's not doing too much. So that's just like me, man. I'm chill, nice, good weather. You can't complain. So, I'm loving it.
Chill, nice, and a great football player. Tyson Campbell, we certainly appreciate your time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate Tyson Campbell's time. I mean, again, these guys are out there for hours. It's hot, and and they make time for us to share their thoughts with you guys, and so we certainly appreciate it. Thanks to Jaguars PR for their help as well, because we're off to a great start. We've had some great one-on-ones here so far, and we'll look forward to doing some more. But Tyson Campbell, obviously, I think is going to have a massive career here. I asked you last week about if you thought he could go down as one of the greatest defenders here, and that's obviously a mouthful.
Yeah.
But they haven't had a lot of guys in the secondary, so I do think he has a chance. I'm not saying he's going to go into Canton or anything like that, but I think from a Jaguars, the history of the Jaguars perspective, I do think he's a player that in 10 years, when you look at their the best defenders that they've had, and particularly when you look at the secondary, he's got a chance to make his mark. It may not happen, but Tyson Campbell now absolutely has a chance to, whenever he plays his last down as a Jaguar, to be one of those guys that the fan base just absolutely adores.
Well, to your point, if we did the Mount Rushmore of Jaguar football and even added 2 or 3 guys, whatever your Mount Rushmore is, if it's Baselli, Brunell, Fred, and Jimmy, and then you said, wait a minute, let's add Maurice Jones-Drew, wait a minute, let's add Keaton McCardle, you know what those 6 guys have in common? They're all offense. They're all offensive players.
Yeah.
So if you, somewhere in that 6 is is everybody's Mount Rushmore. Okay, somewhere in there, and they're all offensive guys. So if you look back at the best defensive players in the history of the franchise, Rasheed Mathis on the list. But as far as guys who did it over a period of time, other than Rasheed, Darryl Smith was really good, but gone too soon. Henderson and Stroud were very good players.
Brackens was very good.
Brackens is probably the best pure pass rusher they've had until Josh Hines-Allen came along. But it's not a long list.
No.
Is the point. So
was Lusney.
Yeah, right. Oh, you're right.
I
Wonderful.
Calais was super quick.
But it's hard to count. Very good player, but he was barely here.
Yeah, barely here.
Yeah, so if you really look at in the history of the franchise, it's easy to run off those 5 or 6 offensive guys.
Right.
But it's hard to run off defensive guys. And again, Henderson and Stroud were very good. Mike Pete was a very good player. Darryl Smith was a very good player. Brackens was a fantastic pass rusher. Kevin Hardy was an outstanding player, a Pro Bowl player. But
Donovan Darius
was a very good player. But there's not a lot of. If you had to say the best defensive player, is it Rasheed?
I would think.
If you had to say best defensive player in their history, and tenure matters, amount of time would have to matter.
Yeah, I might take Brackens, but I think if you ask the fans, most of them would take Rasheed.
I would think. Yeah, but Brackens too. But I'm just saying. So if any of this group, Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon, Tyson Campbell, any of these Devin Lloyd, these really young guys, everybody I just ran off has only played for the Jaguars. So, if Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd,
Tyson
Campbell for sure, they've only played here.
Yeah, it has a chance to really be a unique chapter in this franchise's history because they really haven't, to your point, haven't had homegrown defensive talent that is had a chance to age together.
Yeah.
We thought they'd have it with Jalen and Yannick and Miles, but it broke apart way earlier than anybody ever thought it would.
Yeah, it did.
And now you've got, again, with Josh, Tyson, and Trayvon, you've got 3 guys that might play here when they're 31. And that's really cool.
So to that end, I'm going to get away from this group just for a second. How are those 17 guys remembered? Jalen, Telvin Smith, Calais is obviously remembered very fondly, but I'm going to put him in the same group. Miles Jack, that Aaron Colvin. That whole group.
Malik Jackson,
Barry Church, Malik Jackson,
right.
that whole group. How are they remembered? Is it one hit wonders or 2 or 3 year wonders? Or?
I would think is a you're talking about like within the fan base.
Yeah, within the Jags fan base.
I would say fondly. I mean, I because they were good. They weren't just good for like the Jaguars. They were like NFL elite.
I agree.
Great defense. I mean, it's got to be one of the greatest defenses we've seen in the last 10 years in the NFL. And it's hard to find great defense now in the NFL with the way the game is structured and so forth. So I think they'll always be remembered fondly as little staying power as Saxonville had. I think that 17 season, I mean, I don't know that I've ever looked forward to seeing a defense go on a field more than watching that group, because it just felt like every 3 or 4 plays was going to be a sack or a pick six or a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I mean, they just made play after play after play, and you just don't see that in the NFL.
Yeah, it was, and it's really a shame.
How many defensive scores did they have that year? Like 8?
Something
I mean,
like
it was unbelievable. And you had, I think that was the year that Mickens had a couple returns. So not that that's defense, but it just, in terms of non-offensive touchdowns, what they were able to do in 17 was just amazing.
Yeah, it's really a shame that thing didn't hold. They had so many good players. I mean, A.J. Boye was a good player.
Yeah.
And he was a Pro Bowl cornerback. Deshaun Gibson was a good player for that team. We forget how good that group was, but it was really good. I mean, when they brought in Marcel Darius, and when their front was Calais and Darius and Malik and Fowler or Yannick Ngakoue, that, you know what? We forget how good that group was, don't we?
Without a doubt. I mean, in looking at it in terms of return touchdowns that year, you had Telvin had 2, Mickens had 1. That was, I'm assuming, a punt. Miles had 1. Calais had 1. These are touchdowns. Barry Church had 1, and Ngakoue had 1. They had 8 touchdowns that year that were special teams or defense. And again, in looking at this, I think Mickens is the only one that would have been special teams. So you're talking about 7 defensive touchdowns in a 16-game season. Opponents that year against the Jaguars in 2017 converted 33.6% of the time on third down. It was a nasty, nasty defense. Opposing quarterbacks, their rating, 68.5.
Wow.
They threw 17 touchdowns to 21 picks against that defense.
How about that? Boy, that is very telling. So we'll see if this defense can...
And oh, by the way, they had 55 sacks.
Yeah, 50. Oh, and there's that. And there's the 55 sacks. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get some other things. We'll talk a little Olympics, a little hardball, a little college, and a whole lot more. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Now, a 1010XL Summer Olympic Update. Brought to you by USAPark.net Airport Parking.
Westwood One Sports presents this special update on the 2024 Summer Games, sponsored by Realtors. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. First to the hardwood, where the U.S. women's basketball team extended its winning streak to 56 straight games, cruising past Japan in its first group stage matchup today, 102-76. Asia Wilson led the way with a double-double, 24 points, 13 boards. Brianna Stewart poured in 22 points for Team USA, which is seeking its 8th straight gold medal. It was a huge day for the U.S. men's gymnastics team. Frederick Richard, Brody Malone, Asher Hung, Paul Judah, and Steven Nedorosik delivered, winning Team USA's first medal since 2008. The American men took bronze after a mostly error-free showing in the artistic gymnastics final. Japan took home the gold medal. China won the silver. With this Summer Games update, I'm Erica Herskowitz, Westwood One Sports.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Wellness means something different to each of us. And at Westin Hotels and Resorts, we believe every step is an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Whether it's guided group runs and workout gear on demand, or nourishing food options and restorative rest in our heavenly bed, when you travel, you can find wellness at Westin, one of 30 hotel brands in the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. Find wellness at Westin.
Hi folks, I'm Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Now, any good lineup needs power. When I needed a power connection for our new Walk-Off Charities baseball park, I found the perfect partner in Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys, I'm telling you. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. So call my buddy Zach Ricketts today at 904-320-5960, and you can find them on Facebook as well. You will trust them. That's Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 320-5960.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. With so many messages, we know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. We'll help you find doctors to get you better, and we'll work hard to maximize any recovery. Visit our website and look at our reviews to see how we've helped people just like you make this important decision. Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. When it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen with their energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Their exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free, plus 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Clean air, cool air, both are extremely important. Trust Florida Home AC to deliver on both with their Remy Halo, the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC and breathe clean and cool air.
I'm Hacker. Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gator Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O. If you want high quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood's. You hear about guarantees and warranties. What is Underwood's policy?
Frank, to talk about guarantees and warranties, you have to look at our history of over 70 years in business. Underwood's entire reason for existence is and has been to offer fine products that will be used with such satisfaction that both the giver and the receiver will want to come back. And hopefully they'll tell their friends about us. To do this means we've got to try our hardest to satisfy every customer. All of our people understand that. Now, I'm sure over the years we've made a few mistakes, but we've never failed to make good on any Underwood product that was returned with a legitimate customer complaint. Our entire reputation would mean nothing if we didn't conduct ourselves that way. Simply put, conducting our business with integrity is a lot more important to Underwood's and our customers than all the guarantees, warranties, and contrived legal obligations in the world. And you've got Underwood's word, my word, and all of our people's word on that.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Daytona always brings the drama.
Everything's on the line. The risk will be higher.
3 wide.
Look how insane this is.
Gunning to keep playoff hopes alive. It's now or never.
It's the most stressful night of racing that you'll ever go through.
For an unforgettable weekend of family fun high-wattage star power, and a front-row seat full of fireworks. NASCAR weekend at Daytona International Speedway, August 23rd and 24th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Vegas, baby. This is Taylor Dahl from Helmets and Heels, and we're sending one lucky listener to Circa Resort and Casino this December. Win a free 3-night stay with $200 food and beverage credit, plus a daybed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive 143-foot screen at Circa. You'll huddle up with the Heels at the Overhang Bar for our pregame tailgates on Friday with drink specials and giveaways. For a chance to win this all-in package to Circa with Helmets and Heels, enter at 1010xl.com/Vegas.
And if you've already booked your flight to Vegas for the big game and are still searching for accommodations, Circa Resort and Casino has a special rate just for Jacksonville fans. Mia here, and for just $500, get a 3-night stay at Circa, $200 in food and beverage credit, plus a day bed at Stadium Swim. With 6 temperature-controlled pools and a massive screen, it's the world's largest hot tub party. The all-in package is only available till August 30th, so act now. Book and join the Heels in Vegas. Visit CircaLasVegas.com today.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
We've been telling you the Card Player Poker Tour returns to Best Bet Jacksonville next month. Satellites into event number 1, kickoff August 9th. Frangie and Carlyon, JJ LaSelva with you. Now, how about this deal, JJ? The Tampa Bay Rays are 2 games over 500, right? They're 2 over. Okay. The Cubs are 6 games under. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
And the team that's 6 games under is trading prospects to the team that's 2 games over and getting their good player, Isaac Paredes. Doesn't that tell you about big market versus small market? Doesn't it?
So the Cubs are trading for Isaac Paredes, but they also traded Morel, though.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a wash for both. I don't think either team is like, hey, we're trying to compete right now with this trade.
I don't think the Cubs would have done the deal if they weren't trying to compete. I
think Christopher Morel's a great player.
You think he's? Well, see, I think they wanted Paredes because they're trying to win. I mean, that's what the way I saw this.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, they're so terrible. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah. But it just seems to me. I mean, the Rays are 2 games over, and they're trading everybody. They're selling. I mean. And again, look.
I would never call the Cubs a big market team. I mean, they are, but like they're a disgrace. I mean, they literally won 1 World Series in 150 years.
Well, they're clearly a big market team. They're just no good at it. You know, I mean, they're certainly they've got money and I mean, it's one of the biggest markets in the country.
Yeah, but do they act like a big market team is what I'm saying. Do they spend money every single year? I mean, not really. Well, they got like Cody Bellinger as like their free agent this offseason.
I guess.
They weren't supposed to do anything.
Yeah, right. But my point is the Rays are 2 games over. And listen, you can't argue with the Rays' success. They know what they're doing. They've proven that time and again. But I'll say this, Hays, we've had this conversation a lot. If you want to know one of the reasons nobody goes, you can't get attached to any players because they're gone in 3 years.
Right.
And so, I mean, they traded Rosarina. Now, he's not having a very good year. And they traded Paredes, and they traded Eflin, and they have traded, is it 6 or 7 players that are either starting position players or key pitchers for them, and they traded them all. I mean, and they're 2 games over. Now, they probably weren't making the wild card.
They're 3 games out of the wild card. Yeah. They're behind the Red Sox and Mariners.
Right.
And so.
Which is doable.
Yeah, sure. It is. But, I mean, they're also minus 50 run differential, so maybe their front office looks at it.
They suck.
And says, even though we're 2 games over 500, our run differential would suggest we should be 6-7 games under probably. So, maybe they're looking at it from that standpoint.
But that's what they do. I mean, that's what you got to do if you're the Rays.
Well, I guess that's right.
If you're not in it, you got to get rid of everybody.
And again,
see what you can get.
It's hard to argue their success. They're one of the most well-run organizations in professional sport. It's just hard to see a team that's 2 games over and a few games out of the wild card dump everybody.
Right.
It's just bizarre to watch.
And this, tell me if you think this matters. I can't imagine that there's any backlash locally for them doing this. Like, I'm sure it exists in basically silence.
Right.
So is it easier for them to take this path as it would be for a baseball market where that's the team, that's the beloved.
I agree.
This team is king of the city.
How dare you?
And how dare you do this?
Yeah, it's super easy if you're the Rays.
Like if you're the Rays, do people even notice this?
No.
Well, I'll tell you, there's two things. A, the good of it is they really trust and they should. They trust the front office because they're really good at it. I mean, this Eric Neander guy and Friedman before him are really good front office guys, and everything they do tends to work. So you trust part of it's trusting your people. But moreover, where you're really going with it is it isn't that big a deal to them either way. That's your point, and it's a dead right. It's just not a big deal. I mean, if you trade it off, if you're 2 games over 500, 3 games out, and you traded off 6 of your best players on almost any other team in baseball, the fan base would be furious.
Right.
That's your point.
Yeah.
And it's 100% right. I mean, the fan base would be furious. How we have a chance here.
Right.
I also don't think any of these players are like, important for the future of the Rays.
Yeah. No, well, but that's because that's what the Rays are, is the next guy coming up. And they're so good at developing them and finding them and trading for them. But, I mean, this is the
They wouldn't have traded Franco this year. Like if Franco was still in existence, which, by the way, they totally got screwed on, the front office.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, like, he should be in the league. I'm certainly not defending him. I'm just saying if you're the Rays front office, you got blindsided by that. And so now your number one best player, by far your best player, one of the best prospects in the entire MLB, is now not on your roster, and you can't get anything in return for him. Like, you got totally screwed with that. And so, like, they would never have traded a guy like that.
He's maybe the only one.
These are just, like, role players,
Are they?
Paredes,
Again, I don't follow them that
Eflin,
close.
like, these are just veterans who have been in the majors forever. They're, like, in their 30s or getting there. These aren't guys that are going to be part of your squad for the coming future.
Yeah, I guess. But, I mean,
Isaac Paredes is just a guy.
He's their second. He's got 16 home runs, which leads the team. So they trade, and he leads the team in home runs and RBI. My point is, there's not many teams who will trade their home run and RBI leader when they're 2 games over 500. That's the point. He leads them in home runs and RBI, and they traded him. The second highest home run guy, Rosarina, they traded him. So they're 2 leading in the era of the home run. They just traded off their 2 leading home run hitters when they're 2 games over 500. I mean, that's who they traded off.
But they're not going in the playoffs, though.
Well, no.
Like, do you think that they were going to do
But his
something
point is
this
they're
year?
not 12 games out.
Yeah.
They're 2
But
games
in that
out.
division, it's different. Like,
No,
yeah,
you're
if they
right.
were in if they were in the National League, it's totally different.
My
if they're
point-
2 games above 500.
My point
they're
is
not.
no other team would do that.
Right.
No other team would be 2 games over 500, 3 games out of the wild card, and trade their 2 top home run hitters. There's not another team in baseball that would do that. Right? Do you agree with that?
But you can get away with it if you're the Rays.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about it.
Yeah, and I also think it helps that they have been really good. They've probably been good longer than maybe even what their plan suggested that they might be.
Yeah.
So they've got a little house money to play with, and if they're like, look, if people aren't going to lose their minds if we don't, go to the tournament this year, we've had a pretty good run. So, if we think this is best for the future, let's go ahead and make this move. But fans are so in the present,
right?
That's what makes it such a unique baseball move and sports move is because when you're in contention, I mean, unless you want, the fans to come to your building with, pitchforks, normally you stay in as long as you can.
Yeah. And Zach Eflin, their starting pitcher with the best ERA, they just traded. Aaron Savali, their next best starting pitcher, they traded 2 weeks ago to Milwaukee. Pete Fairbanks, their saves leader with 50. Everything you read is he's about to be traded. Jason Adam, their holds leader with 19, just got traded. I mean, they really are gutting the entire roster. It's just a weird pair. And again, I'll say it for the 4th time, they've proven they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
which is why they get some credit. But it's just a weird part of the game. It's a weird part of the thing that you will trade that many good players I mean,
it's weird that Zach Eflin is your leading wins leader. It's weird that Isaac Paredes is your home run and RBI leader.
Yeah.
Like, they're just...
But that's how they win.
The Rays suck this year.
But that's how they win. They win with guys like that. They win with guys that you didn't know much about until you look up and they're freaking in the playoffs and winning a playoff series. That's what they do. Yandy Diaz, by the way, leads them in batting average. He's their leading hitter.
He'll probably get dealt.
And he's about to get dealt. So it's just amazing stuff.
If I'm a Rays fan, I'd be pissed if they kept those guys, though.
You would?
Yes. I mean, like, dude, we're not doing. Honestly, as a Braves fan, I'm like, if we buy and get rid of our prospects at this point, it's a complete waste. Like, you have to be a realist. Like Hays said, they're 50 under when it comes to runs scored this year. The Rays are like a miracle to be above 500. Yeah. They've been terrible this year.
I'll still tell you.
You get what you can when you can, and that's how baseball is.
Yeah, but none of the other 29 teams would have done this. I'll stand by that. None of the other 29 teams would have traded that many of their key players
because their markets care. The Marlins might have.
Right. Well,
I mean, they're not in that position.
Yeah, but even the Marlins, if they were good, I don't think would have done that.
I'm just saying, like, you're saying the Rays are good. They're not good.
Well, they're in contention.
Yeah, here's what I'm saying.
Which is undisputable. They're in contention.
Right. No other team. Forget whether we objectively think they're good or subjectively think they're good.
Well, that's what the front office doesn't think they're good.
Yeah.
So that's what matters.
Here's a crazy stat for you to get us staying in baseball, but off this. In terms of run differential, so the Cardinals are 54 and 51. They're one game back in the wild card race. So 3 games over. They're minus 48 in run differential. The Cincinnati Reds are 50 and 55. Right. They are 5 games under. They are plus 35.
Isn't it amazing?
In run differential.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, and you are right about it. It's been a weird year.
Yeah, the Cardinals aren't very good either.
Yeah, particularly in the National League, where all those teams are all lumped in there together in the wild card. You know, I mean, it's been for the Braves. It's been a weird year, and the Braves have had awful. In fairness to the Braves, have had awful luck. It's bad. Part of being bad is. You lose. Is Fried down? Is he gone now? Is he coming back? What do they think?
They're throwing, so he's expecting to come back, but I don't have any idea.
But I mean,
they just lost Reynaldo Lopez yesterday,
right? And they've lost. But if you lose Acuna and Strider, just those two, it's in fairness to them in their first front office, no one's coming back from those losses. You know, but it's just a weird year. 2 games over 500, 3 games out of the wild card, and you pretty much trade your entire team. It's just a weird dynamic.
There's just no pressure.
Yeah, and you're right because no one's mad.
Yeah,
no one's mad about it. Interesting. All right, 1 segment to go. We'll have it for you after this. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update, brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Taking a look at passing props for the upcoming NFL season, Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes, the betting favorite to lead the league in passing yards. He is at plus 700. Right behind him, C.J. Stroud of the Houston Texans at plus 800. Miami quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, Cowboys QB Dak Prescott both at plus 850 to lead the league in passing yards. Joe Burrow of the Bengals is plus 1,200. Mahomes is also the betting favorite to lead the league in passing touchdowns at plus 550. Prescott plus 900. Burrow plus 1,000. Brock Purdy plus 1,100. This update brought to you by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1010 XL.
Attention homeowners, is it time to get your septic tank pumped out? Don't wait until it's too late. At Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic, our experienced technicians use the latest equipment to pump out your tank safely and efficiently, ensuring that your septic system is running smoothly. Neglecting your septic tank can lead to costly repairs and even health hazards. So call Duck Rooter and schedule your septic tank pumping. Call now, 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Folks, this summer, happiness is a new Chevy. That's right, a new Chevy Silverado from Nimnick Chevrolet. Get this. This month, you can save up to $8,500 off a new Silverado. Or, well-qualified buyers can get rates as low as 1.9% financing on all new Silverado 1500 model. And that's with the largest inventory on the ground, outstanding cash incentives, and the best price guarantee. Your perfect truck is waiting for you at Nimnick Chevrolet. Now remember, Nimnick will always give you top dollar for your trade and for a limited time, up to an additional $2,250 in trade assistance. Want an even better deal? Well, ask about demo model for even deeper discounts. You can shop online 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com or visit the dealership conveniently located at the corner of Park and Cabot. This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. So head to Nimnick Chevrolet today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Hey, poker players. The Card Player Poker Tour is heading back to Best Bet Jacksonville from August 15th to the 26th. The tournament schedule is packed with excitement, featuring 9 events, including the $1,700 no-limit hold'em mystery bounty main event with a $300,000 guaranteed prize pool. Head to bestbetjacks.com for the full schedule and satellite information. That's bestbetjacks.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
We will be perfect.
Training camp.
You drop a pass, you run a mile.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL. Get daily training camp coverage brought to you by Roland Reish Plumbing and Kingfish Pest Control.
Perfection
on 1010XL.
Sports fans, JJ LaSelva here. When I need to send my bride flowers or a plant for birthdays or anniversaries, I always go with Hume Flowers. After all, they've been the leading florist in these parts for over 75 years. You can always rely on Hume Flowers.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home this week at 121 Financial Ballpark. Bring your dog tomorrow for a Forever Vets Dog Day. Then it's ViStar Good is Everywhere Wednesday, featuring Dreams Come True. This weekend starts with Coors Light Thirsty Thursday and Fireworks Friday and Saturday. Baseball all week and weekend. Tickets start at just $5. JackShrimp.com for tickets. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family fun.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hey there, Weekend Warriors. It's Matt Hays. Sick of that slice? Tired of those 3 putts? What if I told you your handicap isn't about your swing, it's about your weight? Why not take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with the Waco 180? We're talking 10 strokes off by August, getting your tour card by September, winning your first major, year 1. Think about it. Fame, fortune, and most important, winning $5 off your buddy because you, sir, are closest to the pin. Taking strokes off your game is just about 40 pounds away at AwakeOn180weightloss.com. Awaken 180 does not guarantee an immediate 10 strokes off your score, receiving a tour card, or the ability to control the weather. Individual results may vary. Your newfound athleticism might cause jealousy among your foursome, leading to accusations of steroid use. Awaken is not responsible for defending your honor in the clubhouse. Awaken 180 cannot guarantee that your newfound golf prowess will lead to a sponsorship deal, but we can't not guarantee it either. Awaken 180 is not responsible for any dramatic fist pumps or unsolicited golf tips you give to strangers. Awaken 180 does not offer refunds for any lost wagers made on your improved golf game. Bet wisely, my friend. Strokes off your game by dropping pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
After being 8-3 at one point during last year's season and having a real shot at first place in the AFC, the Jags' sloppy 1-5 finish of the season last year was about as disappointing finish a team can have. Here's what Christian Kirk had to say about the level of hunger this year's team has at training camp this morning.
What happened to us last year, having that bad taste in our mouth, because what happened last year is unacceptable, and it's not what we want to do here as a team and as an organization. So it's really just having that chip on our shoulder and just taking that and using it in our day-to-day practice.
Going belly up to finish the season is very disappointing, but using it as motivation to come back better in every way, like Kirk said, can be a learning experience for a team. I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
All right, we thank our friends for the Best Bet. Hey, did I convince JJ he was wrong during the break?
Boy, that was some spirited debate there.
Did I move him at all?
I don't think so. But JJ, he's immovable.
I kind of love his fashion.
Yeah,
I love it.
I will say this.
His
like
face is
JJ,
Frank is probably right that no other team. I think there might be a couple other teams that would be willing to do this, but
you're saying it's the right move.
I just am trying to say I think it's the correct move. These guys to me are not great, and I'll end it with this. On my point is, I don't think the Rays were going. I think the Rays were very average to below average this season. Yeah. So for them to hang on to these guys would have been a fool's errand, in my opinion.
Yeah, and what they did, by the way, will work. They will. I mean, here's to kind of help you with your point. Not that you need my help, but they weren't going to make the playoffs, and they weren't going to pay anybody because they don't pay anybody. So they get a bunch of young guys that are good, and they'll be good again they'll make another run with those guys. It's just bizarre to watch that many players traded from a team that is. Having said all that, but I told you guys during the break, my Pirates are probably going to trade Aroldis Chapman. And they're in it, too. They're 3 games out of a wild card, too, so cheap teams.
But like you said, they're not going to trade 6
They're not going to trade 6 guys.
They're not going to trade, your entire infield and your leading home run hitter and
correct.
Everything like that.
Hey, I got a thought. So Peyton Manning is like one of the hosts. I ask this all the time. One of the Olympic hosts.
He's one of
the Olympic TV hosts.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah,
he was for the open. Is he for throughout?
The one sport
they had
that's
him
not
for the
in
opening.
the Olympics.
Right.
Yeah.
Football. But Kelly Clarkson, Tariq.
Correct.
Was it just the opening ceremony?
I don't know. That's where I saw Peyton. Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's doing more.
And now they show him in the stands a lot watching.
Okay, so maybe he is. I don't know.
But I'm thinking, I still keep saying this. There's got to be an end game for Peyton. Peyton Manning's bigger than everybody. There's got to be an end game for him that's not just doing the Monday Manning cast. Mm-hmm. Doesn't there?
You would think, but I
don't. Look, he's got all the money ever needs. Maybe that's all he wants to do. But I can't. I don't see front office. I think this is going to sound crazy, but he's bigger than a football administrative position. He's bigger than GM.
I think he also saw
Elway was a GM.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. I think he saw up close Elway's job, and I think he probably, when he was 30 and really starting to find superstardom as an NFL player, I think as he started to think about life after football, running a team was probably one of the things at the top of his list. But I think when he got to Denver, and I mean somewhat with Indy, but he had Bill Polian, so when he got to Denver, now you're seeing exactly who you are. Star player who's now running a team as a general manager in John Elway. And my guess is he's just like, you know what, this isn't. Well, I mean, it's not what it's, at least for him, not what it's cracked up to be. I think he likes. There's a entertainer.
He's
in
funny.
Peyton Manning.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with this. 100%. So who's the high? What does the highest paid GM make? 7, 8.
That's what I would.
If
think.
that, right? Whoever the highest paid GM, he makes 7 or 8.
Assuming, I mean,
at the most,
taking the guys out that are like the coach, like now that Belichick's not.
But
like I would say, like if you're purely the GM,
right?
Yeah, I would say even 7 might be high.
Oh yeah, what I'm looking at is half that.
Yeah, I would think it's
3
like
or 4.
John Schneider, they're saying made 3, 7.
Okay, so
Elway made 3. Yeah.
Okay, so $4 million. Okay, what Fallon and Kimmel make? 30?
Oh yeah. Look at what
10 times.
We were talking about Barkley's deal.
What do Fallon and Kimmel make?
Oh, it's got to be 30 to 40.
30 to 40, right?
And Barkley makes 21.
Yeah, I would say Fallon,
15 a year for Jimmy Kimmel.
Okay, and because Letterman was in the 20s, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Fallon makes 16.
Okay, so 15 or 16. I can see him doing that. He is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows him.
Right.
He's likable as hell.
He's not political,
but it's a grind.
Correct.
And
well, no question, it's a grind. But
those kind of shows,
no question. But I could see him doing that.
Yeah, he could do
You're right.
it.
Good point, though. That is, they don't just show up.
Yeah, he's got to find the right balance because those late night shows are, I mean, just
You're right.
an incredible.
I
grind.
have no question. And they're comedians by trade.
Yes.
He's a funny guy. Because he only has to do it so often.
Right.
Comedians by trade have to always do it.
But, yeah, I think to your point, I mean, I think Peyton Manning enjoys the fact that people think he's funny. I think he likes seeing people laugh.
Yeah.
And so, and I'll say this, too. He needs to keep going. Like, he's now, I think, far enough removed from his football career that if Peyton Manning decided, you know what, I'm going to take 3 years off and go, focus on my family or go start a different business away from the public.
He wouldn't be as relevant.
I think it would drop off pretty quick. He'll always be known as one of the greatest players in league history.
Yeah.
But he does need to keep doing things to keep his name out there because I think it will start to fade the second he decides. I
think he's as good a player as Barkley is. He's a better personality than he was a player. Okay.
Yes.
He was a really good player.
Oh yeah.
And I almost think Peyton's close to that. I almost think Peyton's close to a bigger personality than he was a good player. And
he was good.
Oh, he's a great player. He was a great,
in his
great
prime,
player.
I think he was better than Brady.
He was a great player.
It is interesting if you put Peyton Manning on that Patriot team in 2000.
Yeah, he was
how many championships they would have won. And I know, like, if you're a Patriots fan, you're like puking right now, and I get that. But as somebody that was on the other side of that rivalry, and paid more attention to the Colts. Having at that time a wife that was from Indiana, like
he was a robot.
It was one of those things that you literally would sit there and be like, can you imagine if Peyton Manning, if they switched teams, what it would look like? And Brady, look, he's the greatest of all time, and we can't do that. I'm just playing a hypothetical, but Peyton Manning was certainly incredible.
A great player, but he's just such a big personality.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it? Why you don't think he'll do it's just be in the booth?
Yeah, I almost in a weird sort of way.
Is that not enough for him?
And what his answer to that would be, I don't know, JJ, but I almost feel like he's a way big. I don't. You're gonna have trouble convincing me he'd be better than Brady no matter what. But he's a way bigger personality. He's a way bigger star, a star away from football.
He can laugh at himself. Something Brady will never be able to do.
I'm telling you, I went somehow somebody tweeted it out. The Zoom news conference when it was he and Tiger versus Brady and Mickelson. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It was hilarious.
It was.
And so then I went back and watched his monologue for the ESPYs.
Mm-hmm.
His timing.
He was great on SNL. Saturday
Night Live. I mean, it's just his instincts. I just think
even his commercials.
The commercials. I mean, he's in with Brad.
Cut that me.
Right.
Cut
simple,
that
but
me.
But and the Brad Paisley commercials are freaking hilarious.
Right.
So I just wonder. I still find myself wondering. I think the end game is bigger than the Manning cast with his brother.
Yeah.
Because frankly, I love Peyton. I'm a big Peyton fan. I don't watch the Manning cast.
I don't either.
I watch the game. I watch Buck and Eggman.
Mm-hmm.
What do you watch, JJ?
I can't stand the Manning cast, not because I don't like them, but the split screen.
Yeah.
I gotta have the full screen.
I want to watch the game.
I want to focus on the game.
I want to watch. So I watch.
And really, to be honest, now if there's some great moment on the main
be on
cast.
Twitter.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
So
you'll see it anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's not gonna get past me. So
yeah. So all right, JJ, let's show where we've been.
Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
By now, Hays Carlyon has interviewed the entire locker room. We're going to send him across the street. He's going to start interviewing jumbo shrimp players, but he did a terrific job. Foye Oluokun, Tyson Campbell, great work as always, Hays, on those.
Thank you.
Did a great job getting to know those players a little bit better. So you heard from a couple Jaguars. We heard from Doug Peterson from the podium today, some of his comments. They kind of overcame a tough Saturday with a decent practice today, and we're talking just a lot about where the Jaguars might head. We talked obviously about baseball.
We talked about the Rays.
And we talked about the Rays.
We did.
We talked about Peyton Manning. We had a good day all the way around, so it's been a fun show. Don't go anywhere. Rick Ballew's coming up next to talk more Jaguar football, I would imagine. That'll do it for us. We're out of here. For Hays and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. Have a great night, everybody.